Yeah, the Tories like to find their enemies just for electoral purposes. At the Tory party conference, trans women were discovered as a new enemy. Even the Prime Minister makes no secret of his dislike of gender minorities there. That's why British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak rejected the recognition of trans people at the Conservative Tory party conference in Manchester on Wednesday. We shouldn't be bullied into believing that people can be any gender they want. They can't, said the party leader. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. That's just common sense. That's what Sunak said, to a lot of applause from the Tory audience. The statement led to sharp criticism on social networks. Actor John Partridge wrote to the head of government on trans journalist India Willoughby from the private broadcaster ITV she added that the statements were terrifying and that the enthusiastic reaction from the party conference audience was particularly worrying. This is incredible hatred that almost provokes bullying and physical attacks by thugs, she explained. Just the day before, Home Secretary Suella Braverman had argued against the acceptance of trans people in a speech. Trans women have no place in women's wards in the hospital and not in any other safe space for biological women. That's the person who recently even questioned the UN Refugee Convention because of queer refugees. Rishi Sunak, who moved into 10 Downing Street just a year ago, has already made headlines several times with transphobic comments. I talked about this in earlier videos. His government in London vetoed the Scottish Self-Determination Act at the beginning of the year as well. This was the first time that London had ignored a decision from the Parliament in Edinburgh, which was set up in 1999. The Sunak government is currently very unpopular in Great Britain and apparently wants to attract right-wing voters with its transphobic stance. According to the current polls, the Conservatives could only receive 28% of the vote in a general election, while the opposition Labour Party would receive 44%. But with all the dirt they're spilling, you see my throat is not working anymore. But according to the British majority voting system, Labour could count on a 2/3 majority in Parliament with that. And the next general election must take place by January 28th in 2025 at the latest. But statements like Sunak's and Braverman's, they have consequences. There have been fewer hate crimes reported in England and Wales in a year, but there have been more attacks on trans people. The LGBTIQ organization Stonewall criticized the Conservative government. According to the British Home Office, fewer hate crimes have been reported in a year, but indeed there have been more attacks on trans people. And according to statistics for England and Wales, around 4,700 such offences were registered. That's 11% more than in the same period last year, as the ministry in London announced on Thursday. Trans issues have been hotly debated by politicians, the media, and on social media over the past year, the report said. This could have led to more attacks or to more awareness among the police to recognize and record these crimes. I think more attacks. By the end of March, a total of around 145,000 cases of hate crime had been reported within a year, the report says. That is 5% less than in the same period last year. In the meantime, new guidelines have been published, which may have led to a different threshold being set for the assessment. It was set, though. Police information for the counties of Devon and Cornwall is also missing from the data. Hate crime refers to crimes motivated by hostility or prejudice against people with certain personal characteristics. This could be, for example, skin color, religion, disability, or sexual orientation and gender identity. The LGBTIQ organization Stonewall criticized this Conservative government again. High-ranking government officials helped spread divisive rhetoric and misinformation for political gain. The statistics only show a part of the reality. Many victims do not report their experiences to the police, as Stonewall warned in a press release. And as I said, it was only on Wednesday that British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak agitated against trans people at the Conservative Tory party conference in Manchester. And I repeat, We shouldn't be bullied into believing that people can't be any gender they want. They can't. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. That's just common sense. No, Mr. Sunak, that is just bullshit. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.